Hi, my name is Jessica Lee, and as a part of the Young Scientist program, I've worked with the Science Communications team for the Open Science Data Repository, or the OSDR. I'm just going to highlight the main three projects I had. The first one being OSDR Chats, which is a short interview. The second one being Success Stories, which is a longer interview. And the third one being Social Media Posts, which are very brief. The general process pipeline for all three of these projects is similar. You have prep or pre-writing, then for video-based content like the success stories and the OSDR chats, the recording, and then from there you'll make drafts. Once you finish the draft, then it gets refined with feedback, and once it's all cleared, it will get published by my mentor, Lavorka. So now that we have a general idea of the process, I'll dive deeper into each of the projects. For the OSDR chats, generally these are short 5-minute one-on-one interviews with authors of an OSDR-enabled publication. So basically just any publication that has used OSDR datasets or OSDR processing pipelines. The work involves making a script for my mentor, Jennifer, to refer to when she conducts the interview. The intro is where we make the most edits between each interviewee, as we use that as an opportunity to summarize the specific publication and the specific OSDR datasets that were used. The questions themselves usually cover similar topics, like what the most important findings were and the role of OSDR or analysis working groups, or AWGs, in each interviewee's research. I also worked on the title slide design, which involved just using photos from the NASA image and video gallery to prevent issues with copyright, and then using Photoshop to isolate certain elements and composite them together. But the bulk of the work for this project is the video editing, which is just trimming the audio and video for clarity and then typing up the subtitles for YouTube. Moving on to the success stories, these are longer interviews ranging from 7 to 15 minutes and are audio-only interviews with authors of OSDR-enabled publications. The prep for this is pretty similar to the OSDR chats, though this time we're focusing more on the questions to tailor them to each interviewee while answering the same concepts, such as the role of the AWG community in each interviewee's research and development, space biology opportunities, and their contribution to research in the larger scientific community as a whole. I mentioned earlier that these are audio-only interviews. What this means is that the raw files that I have for editing only include the audio track, so for the visual component, we just make a headshot and put on-screen captions. I've done a demo using my dog, Ricky. Last but not least are social media posts. These posts are used to announce new OSDR dataset releases, OSDR-enabled publications, and other resources. The first part of this process is gathering information. For dataset releases, there are two different types of data to make clear about in the post: new data and processed data. New data involves data being directly uploaded by the PI, where processed data is where the data has already existed previously in OSDR, just that it has undergone analysis through the GeneLab team. The next thing is looking at what kind of data is being released. So, is it transcriptomics or metabolomics, etc.? For both dataset and OSDR-enabled publication announcements, the important part is understanding what the study is about. After all of this, you can start what I call tweetsmithing. The general formula for these posts is a hook related to the data, so we're aiming for a lighthearted tone, plus a summary of the data, a call to action, and finally a topical tiny URL. These posts are aimed towards the general public, so our main priority is making sure things can be explained in layman's terms. At its core, this is what science communication is all about: finding ways to reduce barriers while bringing people together through a shared interest in scientific knowledge. I'd like to give a big thanks to my mentors, Jennifer and Lavorka, as well as to the BMSIS YSP for this opportunity. Thank you.